Everyone, my name is Kim Cook. I'm glad to see you again in the Super Memory for Schools program. And today we will learn the lesson 2, Speed. This lesson consists of the following contents. First, what is speed? The formula for calculating speed as well as the unit of speed. And here we go into the lesson. Let's come to lesson 2, Speed. To understand what speed is, please look at the screen. This is a table recording the results of a 60-meter run test in a physical education class of a group of 5 students: An, Bing, Cao, Hung, and Viet. All 5 of them run the same stretch of road, 60 meters, but the time is different. Based on this table, please fill in column 4 and column 5. First, in column 4, we will rank them to see who is the first one, the second one, and the last one. So, with the same distance, we compare the time. We see that the time of Dao Viet Hung is the least. Thus, we say this student is ranked 1. And similarly, we can rank the other 5 students. And we see that Cao is ranked 5 because his time is up to 11 seconds, which is the most. And in the 5th column, please calculate the distance run in 1 second. It is really simple. Run 60 meters in 10 seconds, we have to take 60 divided by 10, and we get the distance run in 1 second. Similarly, we do it for other 5 students. So we get the results as follows. After doing the calculation, we get this result. And they say that the distance run is a second is called speed. So here, I want you to see and find whose speed is the highest. We see that the speed of Dao Viet Hung is the highest, 6.67 meters, and corresponding with Hung run the fastest. So, whose speed is the least? Is it Le Van Cao? Only 5.45 meters, and he came last. So, through this categories table, we can see what is speed. We deduce the following conclusion. The measure of the speed, which shows how fast or slow the movement is. And the measure of the speed is determined by the distance covered in a given amount of time. The formula to calculate the speed is as follows. Velocity is calculated by the distance that has gone. I denote it as s. The time is taken to finish the distance as t. So I have the formula to calculate the speed. V equals s over t. V is the symbol of speed. Please notice that this V has to be written in the lowercase form. If you write it as capital V, this is the symbol of volume. S is the distance covered. T is the time taken to finish the distance. S and T also need to be written in the lowercase form. Please look at the screen. From the formula V equals S over T, we can deduce the following formulas. T equals S over V, S equals V times T. Let's do question 4 with me. Find the suitable unit of speed for the students below. Please observe the first situation. If the distance is calculated by the unit meter and the time is calculated by the unit second, the unit of the speed will be meters per second. If the distance is calculated by the unit meter and the time is calculated by the unit minute, the speed will be calculated by the unit meters per minute. And similarly, kilometers per hour, kilometers per second, centimeter per second. So through here, we see that the unit of the speed will depend on the unit of the distance and the unit of the time. We acknowledge the unit of speed depends on the unit of distance and the unit of time. However, the commonly used unit of speed is meters per second, denoted as m over s, or kilometer per hour, denoted as km over h. And we have the relationship 1 kilometer per hour is approximately 0.28 meters per second, and 1 meters per second is approximately 3.6 kilometers per hour. And later, when you do the exercise, you can use these numbers to convert units. Please observe. Do you know what this image is? They call this the motorcycle's speedometer. And the measure of speed, they can use the speedometer to measure. Where does the speedometer attach to? On the dial of the motorbike, e-bicycle, motorcycle, car, etc. Okay? Based on the speedometer, they can know how much does the driver of the vehicle run at a speed. From there, they can control traffic participation safely. You see a really familiar image. You usually hear about shot speed, right? So what is shot speed? The speed we have just learned is the magnitude of the velocity. I introduced to you that is the machine that is used in the transport industry to control the speed of vehicles. This is the image of a policeman shooting speed of the vehicles. So this machine works as follows. The controller will turn the switch, and then it will make a signal, a ray going to the vehicle that they want to check. Then that ray goes back to the machine, and that machine will measure the distance that the ray has gone, as well as the time it goes. And then, based on the formula V equals S over T, it will calculate the speed of the vehicle that this policeman wants to check. And based on this result, along with the law on road traffic, they will determine whether that vehicle violates the speed limit or not. So when participating in traffic at your age, you should use only a bicycle or e-bicycle. An electric bike, it also has its speed regulation. Thus, you also have to control it according to the law. Just as the adults in your family can operate a motorbike, or car, so remember to tell your adults that when participating in traffic, we must obey the speed regulation, both safe and also helps to avoid being recognized as a violation. Let's go into the application part. In the application part, I have the following question. The speed of a car is 36 kilometers per hour. A biker is 10.8 kilometers per hour. And a train is 10 meters per second. So what do these numbers indicate? We have just learned. So we have the answers. This indicates each hour a car can go 36 kilometers. Each hour a bike can go 10.8 kilometers. Each second a train can go 10 meters. So I have one more question. In these three movements, which movement is the fastest? Which movement is the slowest? So we see that the speed of the car is 36 kilometers per hour. Of a bike is 10 kilometers per hour. Of a train is 10 meters per second. I convert 10 meters per second and get 36 kilometers per hour. So we compare these three results. So we have the answer immediately. The car and the train are equally fast, and the bike is the slowest movement. Let's move to the next exercise. A train is 1.5 hours finished, the distance 81 kilometers. Please calculate this train in kilometers per hour and meters per second. Let's summarize the problem. So what do we get? T is 1.5 hours. S is 81 kilometers. We will find V. We apply the formula to calculate the speed that we have just learned. The speed of a train, we have V equals S over T. Substituting with the numbers, we get 54 kilometers per hour, and we take 54 kilometers per hour multiplied 0.28 and get approximately 15.12 meters per second. I have an exercise next. A biker in 40 minutes with the velocity 12 kilometers per hour. How far has this person gone? Please observe. Here I have the time, 40 minutes, so I will convert 40 minutes into hours and get 2 over 3 hours. V equals 12 kilometers per hour. We will find S. We will solve the problem as follows. The distance from the formula V equals S over T, we deduce S equals V times T, and substituting, we have S as 8 kilometers. Please observe, what is this image? Is this the image of thunder? Do you notice that when the thunder occurs, you see the lightning first or you hear the thunder first? Yes, we see the lightning first, and then we hear the thunder. And we explain as follows. The fastest speed in the universe right now is the speed of light, 300,000 kilometers per second. And with this speed, you can imagine that light can go around the Earth 7.5 times in just 1 second. And the light can travel from the Sun to the Earth with a distance of 150 million kilometers in just 8 minutes. Very fast, right? while the speed of the sound in air is about 340 meters per second. So we can easily compare that the speed of the light is faster than that of the sound many times. So when there is thunder occurring about 1 kilometer from us, we will see the lightning first, then about 3 seconds later we hear the thunder. And to summarize today's lesson, please look at the diagram. In Lesson 2, Speed, you grasp the following contents. What is speed? Speed is a physical quantity that indicates how fast or slow the movement is. The greater the magnitude of the velocity, or also called the speed, the faster the object moves, and vice versa. The lower the speed, the slower the object moves. And the formula to calculate the speed, v equals s over t. Notice please, v, s, t are all denoted by lowercase letters. The unit of the velocity depends on the unit of the distance and the unit of the time. However, we often use the following two units, that is, meters per second and kilometers per hour. And our lesson ends here. I hope through this lesson you will acquire a lot of helpful knowledge. I hope you study well. Goodbye and see you in the Super Memory for Schools next time.